Welcome to week 6, guys. We're going to start week 6 off with a simple drill. I'm going to use my right hand pant grip and my left hand at the collar with an elbow knee connection. I'm going to drive my knee to the ground here. Now, when I do that, Malcolm's going to turn to his side to frame. Before he can frame, I'm going to hug his head and long step out of the position into side control. We're going to repeat this over and over again for 2 minutes, and then at the bell, your partner is going to switch roles with you. Again, be very aware of that crossface. Keep your head down so that they can't push your head up and escape the position, and then you finish the pass. Okay, so let's talk about your hand positioning, your arm positioning in the closed guard. You don't want to give your partner access to a cross sleeve grip here because you're going to open yourself up to arm drags, arm bars. Now, also, you don't want your posture to be all the way up because you're going to open yourself up to the hip bump sweep. You don't want your posture to be down because you're going to open yourself up to loop chokes. So what do we do here? We're going to frame under the armpits here. First, I'm going to establish T-Rex arms and a belt grip. I can also open Malcolm's lapels and pin him down with my knuckles to the floor like this, or simply gooseneck him at the armpits so that I can hug his hips with my elbows. Now, before we get to building the ramp and passing here, you have to make sure that your knee is not in the middle and you're leaning in the wrong direction because you will be displaced. So once I've established my control here, I'm going to build what's called the ramp. I'm going to stick my knee in the middle and lean towards the ramp side. Here, now I'm going to use my elbow and I'm going to open my elbow to open Malcolm's closed guard. Once it opens, my expectation is that Malcolm is going to turn to his side. So I'm going to put my knee in front of my arm to protect it. Once I do that, I'm going to reach for that cross face, keeping my head nice and low. Now I'm going to hook the leg right here, and then I'm going to long step. Now I have complete control, and when I long step, I'm going to release his bottom leg so that I can get into the side control, just like this. Now let's explain the first line of defense here. As I open him up and stick my knee up, Malcolm's going to block that knee from getting to the floor. At this point, I'm going to stand up and transition into the knee cut pass, just like this. Now I'm going to steal Malcolm's arm. I'm going to pull it up to make him flat, or I can attack the cross face and dive here with an underhook. I don't necessarily need a full underhook. I just need to lay flat, go chest to chest. If Malcolm frames up, I can always put my head to the floor and make his arms come up just like this before sliding out and finishing the pass. Now, let's look for some finishing options from side control. If Malcolm's framing on my chest under my chin like this, I'm going to switch my hip position so that I can exploit that push. So I'm going to keep my head down and I'm going to use it to extract the key lock or the Americana from side control. This is called a paintbrush. I'm going to create a paintbrush with my arm and Malcolm's arm, and I'm going to brush the floor to lock his shoulder prior to finishing that Americana. So I'm going to brush the floor downwards and then go for the finish. If Malcolm straightens out his arm, I can switch my grip, or I can creep up chest to chest a little bit higher, switching my grips and locking him at the elbow joint so that I can finish the arm lock. If he starts to bend his thumb downwards to prevent the arm lock, I'm going to transition and pull him up so I can step over his head and then go into the Kimura. Most of the time we have to stand up for this pass, so in advanced class we covered how to stand up and get to the exact same pass. Here, Malcolm's being very stubborn, or he keeps displacing me every time I try to build that ramp from inside of his closed guard, so I'm going to pin him down again. And now, as he works to get out, I'm going to steal one of his sleeve grips, just like this. I'm going to drag it across and pin it with my elbow at his hip. I'm going to turn my body, and again, it's very similar to the ramp. I don't want to lean in the wrong direction. I want to turn my body in the correct direction. So I'm going to turn my body towards the sleeve that I am trapping, just like this. Now I'm building my ramp, and now I'm going to stand up. As I stand up, I'm going to release his collar as I stand up, and now I'm going to break his grip if necessary, and I'm going to push his leg down at the pant. And now it's going to allow me to drop my knee, look for the crossface, and then get into the fundamental pass. Now I'm going to long step. As soon as I'm out, I'm going to clear my leg and go into side control. Right here, I'm going to transition right into the Americana, straight arm lock, and Kimura attack. Guys, keep it simple when you're trying to open the closed guard and pass, all right? That's it for week 6. See you in week 7.